BJ Mafia, what's poppin'? So I want to start this video off, and I really want to begin today saying that if you all have been following me on the channel now for an extended period of time, whether y'all have been following me now for a week, maybe a month, maybe even a year, however long y'all have been rocking with me and following me through my ebbs and flows and my journey here on YouTube, I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for continuously supporting me. And whether y'all just stumbled across my channel now and you guys are new, you know, today for the first time, I want to just take a moment here today to really introduce myself, because this is a topic that I feel very, very passionate about Trevor Lawrence not being a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, right? Now, let me introduce myself really quickly. My name is Brett James. I'm a 22-year-old YouTuber, content creator, influencer, journalist, videographer, however you guys want to define and label me as to, that's what I am. I've been working since I was 18 on this YouTube stuff. I just dropped out of college earlier this year from the University of Central Florida in my journalism program to continue pursuing journalism in a much different route with the new media, continuing to build my platform here on YouTube and to make this the career that I envision. I am very passionate about the work that I do. I love what I do. I wake up happy every day, genuinely that I'm healthy, that I get to do the work that I love, and I got people like you guys sitting here continuously supporting me day in and day out. My life revolves around football. My life revolves around the Jacksonville Jaguars. I live in Orlando now, but I'm born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, 904, Bold City, duuuval till I die. This is my team, this is my city. My life and my personality, for the most part, revolves around the Jacksonville Jaguars, and my life does. Now, having said all of that, I am 22 years old. I have never played professional football. I have never played football at an extremely high level. I am just a glorified fan. When you grow up in the South, you grow up in Florida, you eat, breathe, sleep, drink football. That is what we do in the South. Football is our lives. Football is my life. And to drive home that point, I have been watching and I've been surrounded by football my entire childhood, and to this very moment that I'm talking here on camera with you guys. And I'm saying all of this, so please stick with me, because I'm trying to make this point. Now that I've taken football and I've taken data analysis and statistical research and watching game film, and I've taken my level of concentration to a T when it comes to the work that I put in here on YouTube and the work that I want to continuously put in, especially when it comes to the quarterback position, my evaluation of football talent, and the amount of work and the amount of hours you guys do not see that I put in outside of this camera. Apparently that's all for nothing, because I have zero credibility when it comes to football, right? Because I'm just a 22-year-old Trini boy sitting here speaking to you guys on a camera. I'm not a general manager. I'm not around the NFL game. Hell, I've never even been around the college football game for the most part, right? So what do I know? I don't play football at the highest level. I'm not surrounded by these players that execute the X's and O's. I'm not one of these guys. But you know what I am? I am this 22-year-old who has a platform, who has a voice, and I'm still gonna voice my opinion whether people agree with it or not, because apparently to the players that execute the X's and O's, that have credibility on the NFL field, they don't think Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback in the game of football. You didn't hear it from me. You didn't hear it from me. They think, the same players that go out there and play that damn game, they think Trevor Lawrence, William Trevor Lawrence, the prince that was promised, Jacksonville's Jesus, is the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. You didn't hear it from me. Because if you ask me, and being completely objective, Trevor Lawrence is the 6th best quarterback in the NFL right now. I'll get into my list a little bit later. You didn't hear it from me. You heard it from them. The NFL's players, they vote every single year on the top 100 players in the NFL, and they rank these guys. And some of these guys are ranked very fairly. Some of them, of course they're not. Some of these guys are gonna be biased and a little bit, you know, non-objective towards their buddies, towards their teammates, and players that they value higher, right? Because these guys are all buddy-buddy with each other. I get that and I respect that. But there's no way in hell, even these guys that are credible football players that execute the X's and O's and go out there and compete every single Sunday, there is no way you can tell me those guys don't think William Trevor Lawrence is not a top 10 quarterback in the game of football. That's asinine, that's blasphemous, and they're lying to themselves. You are lying to yourself if you don't think Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback in the game of football. Let me actually go down this list and share this with you guys, because this is how asinine this list is. So coming in as the 96th best player in the game of football last season, and as the 14th best quarterback in the NFL, Jacksonville's Jesus, William Trevor Lawrence himself. At number 86 overall, Justin Fields. At 82 overall, Tua Tagovailoa, and I already cooked a bunch of Dolphins fans on Twitter. Number 77 overall, Geno Smith. 72 overall, Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson, to me, is still a prolific player. I think he's kind of interchangeable right now with Trevor Lawrence. But the thing is with Lamar Jackson, the last 2 seasons, he's been very injured towards the end of seasons. That's kind of what has derailed him. Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, social media quarterback himself, Justin Herbert, who Trevor Lawrence is also 2-0 against, but, you know, it is a team sport. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. Now, to actually share with you guys my list, I put this out on Twitter. Here's my top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL being completely objective. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson when healthy, then Jalen Hurts, because he just took his team to the Super Bowl and he did some great things last year. At number 6, give me Trevor Lawrence. At number 7, give me Justin Herbert. Number 8, Aaron Rodgers. Number 9, Deshaun Watson. And number 10, Kirk Cousins. I would throw Tua Tagovailoa in there as an honorable mention. That's just my 2 cents. Now, not only did I think the NFL's top 100 players list was wrong when it came to ranking the quarterbacks, like I said, there is no objective statement, and there is no way anybody, whether you're a player or not, whether you're just a casual fan and an analyst, whatever you are, you cannot convincingly tell me that your eyes, the tape, and the statistics don't back up Trevor Lawrence being a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Not only was this guy at 16 years of age, one of the most talked about generational prospects in the game of football, to this day, he was compared to the likes of John Elway, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck at a very young age in Cartersville High School, back in Cartersville, Georgia. He goes to Clemson with Dabo Swinney, wins a national championship, and destroys the Alabama Crimson Tide, and he continues to have dominance with his time with Dabo Swinney at Clemson. He's the #1 overall pick, and we know how his rookie season went. 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, but he was ruined by Urban Meyer and the team and the talent around him. And this guy goes out there in his first season under Doug Peterson in 2022 without a true #1 wide receiver, with guys like Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne coming off a Liz Frank injury, Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, and a bunch of new skill position guys. Trevor Lawrence goes out there and throws 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, throws for over 4,000 yards passing. The guy also has 5 rushing touchdowns. He goes out there when the team is 3-7, leads them to a 9-8 season, wins the AFC South at home. Then he goes on in the wild card round, comes back down from 27-0 on the Los Angeles Chargers, 4 interceptions in that first half, finished off the rest of the game, 4 touchdowns. Came back and beat the Chargers 31-30. Then the next week goes wire to wire, all the way down to the wire with Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid at Arrowhead Stadium. They lose that game 27-20, and Trevor Lawrence could have very well won that game. Trevor Lawrence in the back half of last season was a top 2 to 3 quarterback in the NFL. When you look at touchdown to interception ratio, when you look at QBR, when you look at clutch time and all of the clutch drives and comebacks that he had, and when you look at just the game tape of what he did, there is no way you can tell me convincingly Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, maybe Aaron Rodgers I'll cut you some slack with, even though he had a down season last year, Justin Fields, Tua Tagovailoa, the list goes on. Who else am I forgetting? Geno Smith. Those guys are not better than Trevor Lawrence. Let's just keep it a buck, you guys. This is something I feel very strongly and passionate about. This list pissed me off because I thought it was just going to be Kyle Brandt this offseason that was going to disrespect Trevor Lawrence. Then it was Pro Football Focus, and now it's his own peers going out there and disrespecting him. If y'all thought Trevor Lawrence had a chip on his shoulder, the guy's got a whole boulder on his shoulder now. Trevor Lawrence is going to go out there and ball out this year. The Jaguars have a very favorable schedule. They play in one of the weakest divisions in all of football. And Trevor Lawrence is poised for an MVP caliber type of season. He's going to shut a lot of these critics up, and he's going to shut a lot of these haters up this upcoming season. And I'm telling y'all right now, this list pissed me off. It better piss Trevor Lawrence off because I know how driven and I know how determined this guy is. Trevor Lawrence is going to go out there and prove to everyone this season why he's a MVP caliber type of guy. And he's going to go out there and prove to everybody this upcoming season, and I'm going to say it right here on camera, why he's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Josh Allen has already hit his ceiling, but what do I know? Jaguar fans, NFL fans, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Tell me why Trevor Lawrence is not a top 10 quarterback in the game of football, because the guys that are executing the game plan. These guys are out there playing against one another and going through the X's and O's. Those guys with credibility, not me, they don't think he's a top 10 quarterback in the game of football. So apparently, Trevor Lawrence isn't a top 10 quarterback in the game of football. What do I know? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. I'm sure this list might have pissed a lot of you guys off too. But if you guys enjoyed today's rant and today's video, make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. It takes 1 second and it helps me in the channel out tremendously. If you guys are also new here, consider hitting that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Jaguars content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me on my socials, especially on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below. And the last little bit of good news I want to share with you guys before I really let you guys up and out of here. If you guys are still here, thank you for listening to me rant and vent. I just dropped my first episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast today with my boy Darian Harris. Chill Takes, you guys might know him on the Twitter timeline and from TikTok as well too. We're both from the Jacksonville area. We're both great guys. We talk NFL and NBA, and we just released our first episode. I will put a link down below so you guys can go check out our link tree, go subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you guys can go and check out the podcast every single week. The podcast will come out every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. The visuals and the audio as well too. You guys can check us out on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube. But that's it again for this video. Thank you guys so much. Brett James, AKA BJ. I'm out, y'all. Go Jags, baby. Peace.